early, there really is nothing that focuses the mind quite like a deadline. So here we are. We're getting ready for this upcoming provincial election, and there's tremendous energy in the party. We've got the world's greatest campaign office set up yet again in Calgary-Elbow. It's getting better every time that we do this. And I've been out doing some door knocking, and I've been doing that because Robert won't let me do anything else. And we've had some fantastic volunteers. Several of you have come out with us already, and the energy is really different this time. There's really a sense of disappointment. There's a sense that, why are we having an election now? Why did the PCs bring in the wild rose? And especially in Calgary-Elbow, I'm hearing a lot of people say, someone said to me today, he said, I'm voting for you this time, he said, because it's the third time you've knocked on my door. This election is going to take a lot of things. But the number one thing it's going to take is hard work. And I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that this group of people is up to that challenge. Because you're a group of people who are here not for personal interest, not for personal gain, certainly not for financial gain. You're here donating your time, your talent, and as I see the hat go around, your treasure, because you believe in this province, because you want Alberta to be a better place. You want this place to be economically prosperous, socially strong for yourself, for your kids, for your grandkids, and for many generations to come. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing this. And I have such great faith that we're going to be really successful in this election because we're doing it for the right reasons. So thank you, each of you, for doing that. Thank you.
Are you putting the mirror in the bottom of the basket?
So, I'm going to tell you, I don't believe Jim Prentice. I don't believe, well, that's maybe you might not be surprised. But I don't believe Jim Prentice when he says we have a $7 billion revenue shortfall.
No.
That's a big number. Now, undeniably, the price of oil dropping from 95 to 50 or even less dollars a barrel, having a big impact on the province of Alberta. Lots of people losing their jobs, lots of people worried about losing their jobs. There's definitely an economic impact on this province. But I've run some numbers. It's one of the things I really like to do is sit with a spreadsheet and try to figure some things out. So when the price of a barrel of oil drops, we lose a couple of $100 million every dollar that drops. But every penny the Canadian dollar drops relative to the US, it goes up again by about $250 million. As I'm sure you know, there's a price differential between West Canadian Select, the oil sands oil, and the West Texas Intermediate, the benchmark world price. Well, every dollar that shrinks, it's $275 million to the good to Alberta. So my math, I can only get to about $4 or $5 billion. And there are sectors of the economy that are booming: agriculture, forestry. So that keeps individual income taxes and it keeps corporate taxes higher than we might otherwise expect. What I believe Jim Prentice is doing is he's scaring Albertans unnecessarily to justify massive cuts to frontline public services, in healthcare and in education. He's also doing it so when the budget comes out and he goes, surprise, it's actually not as bad as you thought. The province goes, oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank you, Jim. Well, thank goodness. We thought the world was ending. We thought maybe the sun might not actually come up tomorrow morning, but thank goodness you're here, Jim. You've saved us again. That's what I think he's trying to do. But we're not going to let him do that. Because we can't cut education in this province. We can't cut education in this province.
Nope.
Woo!
I was talking with a mom the other day. She has a daughter in kindergarten, 33 kids in their kindergarten. That's today, before we see cutbacks. I asked Gord Dirks at his open house on the weekend, would he, yes or no question, will there be fewer teachers in classrooms next September than there are right now? He wouldn't answer the question. I mean, for a man his size, he could dance pretty well. But he wouldn't answer the question because he knows. He knows that there will be fewer teachers in classrooms. And the only possible outcome of that is larger class sizes. For too long in this province, We've relied on the price of a barrel of oil to determine how big our class sizes are, how long our wait times are in emergency rooms, whether or not we have long-term care for seniors, whether or not we can afford kindergarten. We know better than that in this province. In this room, we know better than that. In our communities, we know better than that. The only people who don't know better than that are the PC government. So we have a plan. The Alberta Party has a strong plan that we're going to roll out through the course of this campaign. There are 5 things we're going to do to address Alberta's fiscal situation. The first is a comprehensive management audit of every single department in government to make sure that we are getting maximum value for every dollar that we spend. Next is responsible borrowing to make sure that we can pay for and build schools and hospitals and roads and the infrastructure that we need. We have a massive $30 billion infrastructure deficit in this province from years of underinvestment by the PCs. So as the cost of construction comes down, as the economy slows, as people lose their jobs, we will stimulate the economy by building the schools and the roads and the hospital and the infrastructure that we need in this province to support Alberta. Woo! We will eliminate the unfair flat tax and replace it with progressive income tax. We have a balanced approach to revenue, which will ensure that everyone pays their fair share. And that means large corporations will also see a small increase in their taxation under the Alberta Party plan. So Alberta will maintain the lowest corporate income tax for large corporations in Canada, now tied for the lowest instead of a percent lower than the rest. We also support small business in Alberta. Did you know that Albertan small businesses paid more small business tax than 3 other provinces in Canada? So for small businesses in this province, the low tax advantage in Alberta is a myth. The Alberta Party Convention passed a resolution to eliminate small business tax over the course of a period of time at our last convention. The Alberta Party stands for market-driven economic diversification, driven by small businesses, and that entrepreneurial spirit that makes Alberta such a great place. The Alberta Party will diversify the economy, as I've talked about, using market-driven diversification by investing in the Alberta Enterprise Corporation, a venture capital model. It's an arm's-length agency of experts who are able to invest in clean technology companies, tech companies, biotech, and the companies that will be the future of the 21st century knowledge economy in this province. The Alberta Party would finally, once oil prices recover and those royalties are starting to flow again, we would legislate a certain percentage of non-renewable resource revenues to go back into the Heritage Fund so we can save for future generations. We don't spend all of our oil wealth in one generation. We leave some legacy behind for future generations. And protecting it. So when you go out of the doors and when you talk to people about what the Alberta Party stands for, what we stand for is a balanced approach. What we stand for is world-class healthcare and education. We stand for efficiently operated public services that give us good value for money. We stand for strong, safe communities. We stand for our neighbors. We stand for Alberta. That's who we are in the Alberta Party. That's what I want you to tell anyone who asks what the Alberta Party is all about. So with that, I'll thank you again for coming. Robert has told you that we're already on the campaign trail. And if you haven't signed up already to volunteer, please do. We would love your help with the Calgary-Elbow campaign. There are many other candidates and prospective candidates here tonight, too many to mention. Because if I try, I'll forget someone and then someone will be mad at me, so I won't do that. So I want to thank you all again for coming out. I know a lot of you have stepped up and really given a lot of yourselves, a lot of your time to the Alberta Party. I really appreciate it. We're on the cusp of something pretty big here. So thank you again. And I'll stand and entertain any questions. And those of you who haven't had a chance to talk with, haven't had a chance to make your way around the room yet. So please be sure to say hello to me if I haven't talked to you personally before. Thank you again. Any questions? No, you can't. We're not that kind of party. I'll hail you guys. Easy crowd tonight. I like this. This is good. We're obviously all in agreement, but that's what we're trying to do here. So, I will just make my way around the room. Thank you again for coming out tonight. Look forward to winning an election, and I look forward to sitting in the legislature with several of you here tonight. So thank you again for coming, and let's get after it. Let's go win some seats.